question number 1. Why is green? All is good. And, this is not Snoot game, Lemon. This is I Wanna Huggy the Gator game, as indicated by the Gator on a wheelchair. Though I have thought to do Snoot game, don't get me wrong. Drink this down there. Otherwise, hello there everyone, Daedric Diamond here, and welcome back to another episode of I Wanna Huggy the Gator, or I wanna take a ruler and I want to discipline some peeps in this game. Funny that I happen to have been watching a little bit of Mr. Gormsby before I started doing this. Yeah, I was watching that while I was prepping for this stream. You gonna teach someone about fashion? No, I'm going to teach them about good old-fashioned discipline. And how when they screw up, they're going to go clean a latrine. AKA, just be a janitor and clean the restrooms. But that probably doesn't happen in this game. Because that's not that kind of game, where it's just like, right, you have been terrible, so your punishment is you have to be the janitor for the day. That'll make someone humble. Otherwise, right off the bat, I gotta pick up from where I last left off, because it's been a while. I think like 3 weeks since I've touched this game. When did I last stream this? And I better turn that off before I accidentally play that. Oh god, when did I stream? Okay, March 10th, so not too terribly long ago, but it's been a while. Otherwise, I would do the usual promotional thing, but tonight I'm feeling a little lazy, so all I'm gonna say is the 12th. That thing there, new model. And I'm not going to bother showing it this stream. I'll probably promote it tomorrow. Otherwise, without further ado, I think we'll just get straight to it, as I already feel like I'm running late. That was weird. Anyway, besides, I'm sure someone would beat you up and take your lunch money if I didn't. Tacos! Welcome, welcome! There's plenty of time to make it to the next train, so the two of us take it easy. You know, I have not messed with Nightbot in so long, I don't even remember the commands. The sun finally managed to break through the autumn clouds, making the walk almost unseasonably warm. Man, I thought the last day of summer was weeks ago. It was. I don't mind it staying warm longer, though. Last day of summer. I guess it's currently about to hit fall territory. Feels pretty great to me. Olivia gives her chair an extra hard push, letting herself glide up by an unaided for long enough to stretch out her arms to bask in the sunlight. Might have figured you'd like the heat. Oh, what? Because I'm a dino? I mean, aren't gators cold-blooded, though? My fashion is long, bearded jeans, tractor suit, and a cat, saying I love America. I mean... yeah, that's pretty American, I'd argue. No, not like that. I'm just playing. Relax. I mean, he seems pretty laxed. You're pretty touchy on that stuff, aren't you? Two of us finally make it to the train platform, nestled as it is off the main street. I can see the train a few blocks away. Our walk timed up with its arrival is perfectly. As if everything's on perfect sync, lock and step. I think this area I loaded up is like right after that bullying scene shown in the thumbnail. I do hope I get to have a chance to discipline those three. They could really use a Gormsby in their life. And when I mean a Gormsby, I mean like a hard ass of a teacher that'll take no shit from them. Even if you're the only human at our school. Olivia flashes me a cheeky grin as my train pulls up. I've got to admit, but her mischievous nature is a little infectious. As the train door opens, I leave Olivia with one final jab, something I know she'd appreciate. Hey, whatever you say, Hot Wheels. God. I don't know why, I'm still imagining Inko here being like Johnny Bravo. I neatly dodge out of the way of her slashing claws, stepping smartly onto the train as the door closes. Inko, you son of a bitch! Get back here! How about no? As the door dings shut behind me, I can see an irate and still blushing Olivia waving her fist at the train begins to pull away. Still giggling, I manage to squeeze myself into a seat next to a yellow-scaled woman smiling faintly... Oh, smelling faintly of hot dogs. So I'll say smiling, but no, it's smelling. Mike's stand is in the way. You know, I may pay for that comment later. But the look on her face was totally worth it. Why was I looking down? It's just weird. YouTube is weird. I was at the waiting screen till I refreshed. Haven't lost frames yet, so I don't know. YouTube be weird at times. Not sure how it'll be once I do the other platform, but it could be internet stuff too. A part of it may be the change of the season, however slight that change may be. Well, the calendar says it's officially fall. The only thing I've really noticed was the increasing number of clouds in the sky. Better safe than sorry, though, which is why I brought my fancy compact carbon fiber umbrella. I didn't know you were talking all this time. I need to peek something real quick. Okay, yeah, that's correct. That's weird. Hang on, I need to see something. Oh, God. I guess I better prepare for double audio for like 10 seconds. I swear, another noise. I'm sorry, folks. I need a moment. Oh, God. Yeah. Okay, I am sorry, folks. I thought someone was at the door, and it turns out someone is at the door. It be a cat. Which is odd. Normally the cat does not like to do that. He likes to go bang at another door. I guess he chose mine tonight, so if I have to step away for whatever reason, it's sincerely because of the cat. Audio is fine. Oh. Anyway. Still, seems to start to be routine for me in the mornings. Did your new internet get knocked? Oh, God. I'll have to talk to you about that later, Lemon. I'll just say right now it's on a delay. Wake up, throw on my clothes, consider eating breakfast before realizing I'd wreck my stomach. Walk to the station with a feather-light umbrella in hand. I feel like I missed the other audio, but with everything going on kind of outside of this, it's... You know what? Focus time. Oh, hello, Mr. Ferris. And wouldn't you know it, I end up having another chat with Mr. Ferris on the ride to school. Did that guy just wave? Or is he just adjust? Oh, wait, hang on. I can't okay, it's a wing. God, why did I think that was a hand? It's a wing. Okay. Hello, Mr. Nito. How are you this morning? I'm doing fine, sir. Thank you. And how are you? I'm doing well. So my niece told me over the weekend that you and Olivia were in a predicament of some sort. Oh, yeah. Olivia was being picked on by someone. It's not a problem anymore. I see. Well, that's unfortunate to hear, and strange considering the substantial funding the school gets for anti-student harassment programs. Look, peeps. Just employ the hard asses of the world, and there you go. There won't be any bullying, because those bullies will be unable to bully people, because the hard asses will just be on their case. Need I mention once again, Mr. Gromsby? Just get that guy there, and there you go. You've solved the bullying through harsh discipline. Ah. What good is all that tax money if classmates are still raging on each other? If it means anything, Olivia knows how to handle herself. I was there to support her. Apparently not. I didn't exactly see her fighting back. She just took it. It's the difference between being able to handle yourself and just taking it. Anyways, that's fine, but the issue is this sort of thing shouldn't be happening to begin with. Yeah, but it does. Which is sad, but that's just how it be. Ahem. That aside, Liz has gotten somewhat enthusiastic recently. Regarding Olivia, she's surprised at how animated she's gotten. Ever since that get-together at Randall's place, I think. I'd wager you'd have something to do with it. No? Yeah, maybe something painting and something cooking meat, and I honestly don't remember because it's almost been a month ago. And I apologize for putting this game off. Maybe a little. Yeah, it was certainly rocky in the beginning, but we've been warming up to each other. It's nice seeing a different side of her, even if it's brief. You know, admittedly, Olivia kind of has grown on me as a character. Like, I did not like her at first, but she seems to be softening up. I don't know. Can I take credit for that? We all have unique chances to make a change, Inko. If you're good at grasping them, then in itself is something to be proud of. How do you know it's really a chance to do anything? He lets out a deep, reverberating... Oh. Yeah, reverberating chuckle, I was right. Oh, to flip our usual script and let you in on old phrase a friend of mine once told me. If you see a fork in the road, take it. Yeah? Thanks, Mr. Ferris. He's passed on his wisdom and knowledge. Let's take a moment to treasure that as we save over this file. Actually, let's do over this one. Like my mornings, the school day has become a routine as well. Slave through the PE with Damien, see Olivia's new doodles and sketches in art class, watch Liz lose her mind tutoring Damien at lunch, talk shop with Ben. Though now I have to avoid Mia like the plague, because she's surely out to kill me. Look, we just gotta teach her good old-fashioned discipline, okay? We have to use the stick. I know that sounds terrible, but hear me out. You don't actually have to hit her with the stick. You just have to be in close proximity and hit something close next to her with the stick. It's why you always see in the TV shows, when the teacher takes the stick, they slam the desk as hard with it, and not the student. The idea of, hey look, Pay attention. Anyways. Earl said, I think St. Hammond has been my best school experience out of... Man, I lost count of how often I've moved. Must be the fresh head trauma. As for the day... It's been raining pretty often recently. Thank you! Because it's also been raining in my place. I love it. Rain and rain. It goes well. I guess I just picked the day for this. But anyways, there's Mia. We can finally teach her some discipline. It's been raining pretty often. Okay, yeah, I read that. He was definitely gunning for me with the way she launched them at me with the speed of a catapult, but little does she know, I use my .exe powers and I dodge them like it's the Matrix and I unleash the all 11 barrels of hell. Okay, well then, they didn't even acknowledge if anything happened. That's lame. Other than, she threw her fury at me. But little did she know I was too good and I dodged all of them. Anyways, I rest in Hoddigan's class, popping my spine against the curve of my chair. God. Apparently, today's a short day because of some assembly, so the period will end much earlier than usual. It also means we got most of the period to slack off, do homework, do homework. Slack off, do homework, do homework. I'm a bit mezzed on that. We're only 20 minutes in, I already feel mezzed on this for some reason. I glance at the desk next to me in the hopes of catching Olivia's latest artistic masterpiece. God, why did I think I say it autistic? I apologize. I'm sorry. Wow. I might be a little out of it. Just a little. Anyways, we're hoping for a masterpiece of art when I notice she's not drawing, and instead only fidgeting. Hey, Olivia, you seem a bit nervous. Everything alright? Oh, yeah, sorry. It's just that I've been hearing rumors that the school's shared drive might have been corrupted. Okay. Perfect. That's just perfectly timed. Wait, really? Yeah, really. How would something like that happen? Oh god. Let's presume sabotage. Let's for a moment assume this is on purpose. Someone sabotaged it. Who it is? No idea. Not sure, but I'm scared that it might have messed with the art contest submissions. I think you should check out your entry on the website just to make sure it's okay. Technology, don't fail me now. With urgency, I take out my phone and type in the school's website. Fast fingers lead me to the art contest tab. Can this loading bar go any slower? Oh god. No. You know what? Let's wait. Finally, the page loads in and... Oh. Looks like the submissions have been closed. What? I hold the phone up for Olivia to show her the page. The submissions have been closed since voting started last week. Ah. Oh. Sheesh, I thought that Mr. Hoddigan had spooked me and Olivia all seized up. Well, that's quite reassuring. With the submissions closed, there's no chance of any hacker messing with them. Except there's a chance for a hacker to mess with them, because you know how this goes. There's always someone who cracks the code. Olivia doesn't seem convinced, still drumming her fingers on her desk. Hopefully she'll feel loads better when the preliminary winners are revealed. Speaking of which, when are we... As the bell sounds, the class begins to pack their things, and Hoddigan corrals everybody into a single-file line. Yeah, I keep forgetting this guy's supposed to be the inspirational one, but he doesn't give off the hard disciplinarian. He feels more like... He feels like the Dead Poet Society guy. Name eluding me. But I know he was played by, oh, fuck, what's his name? Why can I not remember that actor's name? It's the same actor that played Mrs. Doubtfire. Robin Williams! There we go. God, that's the guy I was thinking about. Cannot believe I had a brain fart that deep for a moment. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Anyway. Alright, everybody. We have an assigned row, so stick together. Before I join the rest of the line, I look back at Olivia, who seems to be stalling. Come on, I'll walk with you. That seems to stir something in her, and she glances up to me while hastily shoving a notebook into her bag. Yeah, I'm coming. As we head out the door, I notice Olivia shuffling her hoodie a lot. Is this where we're gonna suddenly hear left, right, left, right, left, right? It's not long as we walk into the auditorium, and despite Hodekin's best attempts, most of the class splinters off to sit with their friends. Worst discipline ever. Worst discipline ever. You know, I do need to do one quick thing. I've been reading this text, and the reason I moved this to this side was so that way people could see the text if they wanted to read along. Yeah, I know. Look at me trying to be considerate. You know, I'm just letting the voices play, and I'm wondering if it's just, like, random jibble-jabber, or these are, like, actual conversations going on. And these almost sound like real conversations that went on. Like, they just took actual conversations in progress, and they slapped it into the game. Alright, well, anyway. Having expected this, he shrugs and makes his way over to the back of the auditorium where the other teachers are. Olivia and I are left to the struggling crowd, trying to filter into the cramped theater of the school. Pick the corner. You always want to go to the corner in this situation, unless the corner's already occupied. It's going to be difficult finding some seats. Take the corner. It's fine, I have a spot. Oh my god, Olivia, you have a spot. Olivia wheels herself down the pathway, to which I follow suit. She heads down the aisles until we're at the first row of seats. I presume we're sitting at the very front. There's a vacant spot where a typical seat would be, with a faded handicap sign. Olivia parks her chair into the empty spot, to which I take the seat next to her. Conveniently opened! Best seats in the house, right? Can't complain. As the hall fills with more students, my anticipation rises. Man, I could hardly wait for the announcements. So, do you think I have a chance? Huh? Oh, maybe. Photography isn't super popular, but... Olivia folds her hands on her lap, staring straight ahead as her voice trails off. I knew that, but I'm still hopeful. Hey, guys! I have to remind myself that this is normal. Hey, Liz. I can't believe it's finally here. Gosh, I'm so excited. Me too, by the way. Where's Damien? Hey, guys! I'm all the way in the back! How'd you get over there? I'm over here. I pretty much read that. Damien is in the back of the auditorium, yelling and waving his hands in the air to catch our attention. Like, totally everyone would be okay with that. Yeah, there wouldn't be the shut up or at the very least shh followed. He's going to get in trouble for that. Frills! Sit down! Damien immediately stops and takes his seat. With tempered expectations, we both sit in silence for just a few minutes before Principal Scalar walks on stage and taps on the standing microphone. Also, don't make me tap the sign! Because I see that meme a lot. So I just wanted to say that. Alright, anyway. Okay, everyone. I got a whole bunch of important announcements to make, so I'll make them quick so we can all have an early lunch. As soon as the idea of going for an early lunch is brought up by Principal Scalar, the entire room goes as silent as visual. I mean, cooperation's usually the quickest way to be able to do that, so... I guess when it comes to an early lunch, it's serious business. Okay, Olivia already looks like she's about to just keel over. Liz is just meh. Incognito's just... okay. Over the next 15 minutes, Principal Scalar goes over important events coming up in the school year. Most I would consider standard things like pep rallies for the sports team, or bake sales to fundraise for upcoming trips, and even something about new clubs being formed such as the Japanese Animation Perception Society. Oh, AP Perception. Wait, what? No, that's not Perception. Japanese Animation AP... You know what? Fuck. I've not seen that before. Pre-citation. Okay, God. Society. Gotcha. Not the best acronym if I had to say. Yeah, no kidding. I guess that was their way of just saying it's the anime club. But they couldn't outright say that, so they had to make it something in-universe. But still give the idea that's what it probably is. At least I'm guessing. Otherwise, it's mostly all the boring housekeeping stuff when one got right down to it. I almost wonder why such announcements warranted an assembly, when the mood suddenly shifts with Scalar's next big announcement. Now that we got the main stuff out of the way, I've saved the best announcement for last. St. Hammond is proud to announce the 5 semi-finals for the annual Fresh Start Art Contest. Cheers and applause roar loud enough to make my ears ring. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I also wasn't excited for the reveal of just who had made it to the semi-finals. Maybe I was giving myself a bit too much credit, but I really wanted to be among those semi-finalists. For those who know, don't spoil it, but I'll place my bets. I guess place your bets. I'll be placing mine. My bet is that Incognito didn't make it. That's my bet. Unless it's one of those it can be determined things, which could then also determine the ending. I have a bad feeling now, so we're gonna save here. We're gonna save with Mr. Incognito thinking to this moment. Can almost taste victory. In fact... I turned to face Olivia and prepared to cheer alongside her, but I'm stopped in my tracks when I noticed that unlike the rest of her peers, Olivia seemed to be uneasy about the prospect. Well, it could be many things. Let's find out. Almost scared, even. I am just left to wonder. Before I can ask Olivia why her sudden change in mood, Scalar continues with her next few words, cutting my train of thought off. And here we have the semi-finalists. The pieces of the 5 skillful students who had beaten all the other competitors and came up followed by the names of the victors right above them. Alas, I see no photography submission in sight. Which I figured was going to be the case. So Incognito didn't make it, so my bet seems to be correct. At least I gave it a shot, right? Oh man, I didn't make it in. Liz's neck drops down like a melancholy noodle. I can't help but feel pity for the bummed out of the Bronchosaurus. Psst. Checking your phone, I see... D-man. Tell Liz to come back here, bro. Sure, Damien's got that handled. Convenient how she has a very, very, very long neck that she can just do that. I mean, wouldn't the teachers complain about that? Like, that neck, just doing that and be like, okay, hey, look, we want your attention, Miss Liz. Despite my sullied mood, I look back to see the semifinal winners and can't help but be amazed by them. Each artwork is impressive in their own right, their colors blending wonderfully well and the figures beautifully designed. It's easy to see why these were voted as the winners. The last one especially catches my eye. The scenic landscape with the setting sun looks stunning. If not for the slight stylization of the skyline and fantastical color palette, it could probably just pass off as a real photography with some filters pasted over it. I'm no art critic yet, but if I were, I'd label it as a masterpiece and easily the best out of all of them. Let's give our winners a big round of applause. The auditorium feels the usual kind of clapping one would expect in an event like this. Polite with an underlying tone of disinterest, though, one person felt compelled to constantly make a piercingly high whistle. Oh yeah, because you just gotta have that. The one person that's always gotta be the whistler in every single thing. I know what that's like, no matter what it is. There's always the one that must whistle so loudly, and it's just like, do you really have to do that? Is that necessary? Yes. Whistle so loudly that everyone notices. We will be displaying the winners' art pieces in room 237. Oh, 237. So 237. You're welcome to view them during lunch and after school today. Oh, neato! Principal Scalar continues the rest of the assembly, announcing other events for the school and other minor reminders. Behind me, I see the teachers psyching themselves up for the Herculean task of getting some 200 hungry dinosaur teenagers out of the room and towards the lunch without anyone getting killed. Oh my. Principal Scalar finishes and waves back to them to signal it's time. Alright, we're going to start adjourning to lunch. You all know how this goes, so no just going for the exit. Being in the first row, we were the first to get up. Who were the victors, then? Now I'm actually curious. If none of the main cast were the victors, then who were the victors? Follow behind Olivia until we make it to the hall. Hey, Olivia. She stops and turns a bit. Jeez, is she still anxious about the sight thing earlier? She looks a little pale. I wanted to check out the winning paintings a bit more. Want to come along? She considers for a moment. No, go on without me. I need to use the restroom. Alright, I'll see you at lunch table, then. Olivia nods and starts off down the hall, following the flow of students towards the lunchroom. Let's see, the principal said it was room 237. So off to 237 we go. First thing I noticed walking into the classroom is the amount of people checking out the gallery. While I didn't expect to be filled to the brim with eager students, there is a decent amount of people here. About a baker's dozen or so. How many times have I heard that reference, baker's dozen? And why does the game... oh god, is it Brothers in Arms, I think? Come to mind. Yeah, Brothers in Arms. That World War II game that almost plays like Halo for some reason. Good game, though. Though, probably by this point, it's very old, but I have played it, actually, and that was a fun game. It was like Halo if you actually did have a squad to look after. Instead of just having the Marines die off like they always do. Maybe more will come in when they finish up their launches. Well, I'm here now. Let's take a look at the lucky winners. The pieces are all set on easels in the back. Easel? What? Easels in the back of the classroom. Some desks and chairs are moved closer to the front to give each on its own space. One by one, I take a moment to give each canvas a thorough review. The auditorium screen really didn't give the art justice because now I can really take in the detail of each one by being up close. The color paddles, the brushwork, the subtle nuances. Yeah, I can definitely see all of them having a good shot at getting first prize. But now it's time to see the one I've been eager to get a look at since it was first shown. From what I recall from Mr. Hodigan's lessons, it was made with articles explaining why the colors of it seem more vibrant. It stands out in defiance to the other paintings in the contest, most of which were either violently absurdist and meaningless or muted still lives of ordinary objects. What? Hang on. So... I don't even get to see the other ones. I see this one. It's a meadow of mystifying colors, the organic lines drawing the viewer deeper into the piece, and I feel as though this would be a place I'd wake up to within a fantastical dream. There's no rigid structure or forced metaphors here, just a fantastical meager of creative expressionism and real-world beauty. Or what looks to just be a bunch of colors depicting what probably is a volcano in the background. A hill, maybe some plants here, more plants here. Definite different shades of grass. Trees down here and trees down here. Oh god. I feel my fingers itching for the familiar weight of my DSLR. This is a piece that I want to immortalize in my portfolio. It's hands down the winner of the contest in my eyes. I simply must find out who made this. They didn't bother with names, did they? Okay, you know what this is? This is probably going to be Olivia's work, and she just doesn't mention it. I get the feeling that her uneasiness is it's going to be victory out of pity rather than out of skill. Oh, you're on a wheelchair. You win by default. I get that feeling for some reason. Looks like this breathtaking show of artistic talent was created by semi-finalist winner... Wait, hang on. Incognito G Nito. Wait. What? How? What? Oh. I get the feeling... Okay. I'm gonna theorize before I go any further, because I feel this is a theory moment. If our character's name is on this, but the guy has no recollection of doing this, I'm going to be left under the conclusion that, secretly, Olivia made it, but then just signed Incognito's name. That's probably why she was nervous. Because she knew what she did. She was just like, well, I don't want to win out of pity. I want to win out of merit. So instead of putting my name on it, I'll put Inko's name on it and let him have the credit. To really see if people pay attention to the art and the works, or if it's just a pity contest. That's my theory here for the moment. I could be wrong. Maybe Inko did do this at one point and we just never knew. I have no idea. That's a problem. Ah, Inko, I'm glad you swung by. Looks like you're admiring the art contest entries. I told you that St. Hammond's artistic programs were unparalleled. Why did that feel like a bit of an incomplete thought there? Oh well. That's not mine. What's not yours? I try to say more, but the words won't leave my mouth. Yeah, I think even Incognito here is just as confused, which erases the he did it at some point later theory and time skipped and we never saw it. So, I'm gonna stick by my first theory. I think Olivia actually did it, but signed it under Inko's name to see if it really is the talent that matters, and it's not some other factors, as I stated. Ben's eyes follow mine to the bottom of the painting of me, and I watch as he makes the same realization as I do. Inko, you didn't... Did you paint this? I had no idea your style was so developed, so humble. If I'd known... That's not my entry. It's not? No. Mine was a photograph. The fact he's admitting this, at least I have to give credit that he's being an honest guy here with it. And he's not just shrugging it off. You know, at least kudos to Inko for being honest. What's your name doing on this? It must be some kind of mistake. A million scenarios come to mind. I'm still gonna stick by my, I think Olivia actually did all this, but just put it under Inko's name. They must have gotten the wrong name somehow. If they did, I think the real artist would have come forward by now. Or maybe the real artist has a reason to remain anonymous. Then the submission website must be hacked or broken. I mean, that's a potential. But our school checks for stuff like that. If it was, we would have known by now. Then, Inko, you sure you didn't submit somebody else's piece by accident? Why? Of course I didn't. Why would I do something like that? You're the only one who can log into your account, Inko. Oh my god. That's terrifying. Suddenly everything stops. Does it dawn on me who did this? Am I smart enough to have this realization? Is Inko going to come to the same conclusion that I do? Or is that going to be one of those, it's a lot later in the game things? My account. Did somebody... Look, relax, alright? We can get this sorted out, just don't panic. Wow. This must be a very strong mental moment that it can include Ben. Yeah, you know those weird moments when you're in a situation like this and you're sort of in that deep thought. But I guess Inko here must be very powerful with his ability because he can conclude other people near him that are currently talking to him. Ben lowers his voice. But Inko, just to be clear, what? You didn't just get a bit of extra help, right? Ben looks at me through the edge of his glasses, eye to eye. There's some real stakes in the contest. Cheating is taken seriously. At least he's having the decency and honesty to admit it's not his work. Especially fraud. The word echoes around inside me. Fraud. Makes my bones chill. There's ingenuine, faker, liar. They're all bad in different ways, but... fraud is just dripping with frigid condemnation. No, I swear, I submitted a photograph. Still being honest, I at least gotta give it to Inko. He's not deciding, yeah, that's mine. And then later going after Olivia. But I gotta say, this is definitely taking it to a whole new context. Ben relaxes his shoulders. Alright, just making sure. Sorry to alarm you. So it sounds like we're gonna take the whole honesty approach and be like, look, this is a mistake. This isn't my work. This is someone else, and they're using my name. It's what? Oh my god, wow. It's perburtory. You know what? It's odd. How can he go from deadly serious to juvenile like he flipped a switch? You going to be alright? No, I think I failed English hard. Sorry, I need some air. Hey, feel free. I'll let Scalar know, okay? Yeah, thanks, Ben. No problem, take it easy. Ben offers me an earnest smile, waving at me as he steps out of the room and down the hall. After some time, I follow him, shambling down the hall as I try to make sense of what just happened. I thought everybody actually liked my photography, but they all thought I was some kind of expert painter instead. There's only one suspect who could be doing this, but... Well, I have the feeling I know, but Incognito can't piece it together. And I'm gonna save on another darkened screen. I don't even know how to express it. I feel empty. I thought maybe my hard work was finally paying off, but... I submitted the right entry, so what happened? Did somebody change it? And if so, how? It's such a good piece, too. What even is there to be gained by putting my name on it? Well, to re-emphasize that theory, it could just be really testing to see if it is out of the skill and not some other reasonings. Pity probably being definitely one of it. Yeah, I'll kind of confess I'm... Hold on. You know what? No. I do recall. I think it is actually mentioned here that it's... She won the last one. It's because, at least from Olivia's perspective, it's because she's on a wheelchair, effectively disabled, and it's the whole, so brave of you to do this here. You deserve a medal over it. Alright, anyway. I wander aimlessly through the halls. The thought of missing lunch passes through my mind, but there's a different sort of emptiness pervading my stomach. Why is this rattling me like this? Like it is. And it's not like I'm in trouble or anything. Ben's helping me sort this out. I'm at a loss of what to even think right now. Oh crap, Olivia mentioned something about server issues before. Could Olivia maybe be the expert server hacker here? In addition to her painting skill, she also has a way with computers. I mean, one would need another hobby aside from just painting. Or maybe she could have gotten someone to do that, and she went in and did the other bits of work. I couldn't see my submission, but... Was it just that maybe Olivia was right to be worried? Or perhaps she was worried the whole time because, comma, period, she's the guilty party. She's worried because she'll be found out. That would make sense. I know I'm harping on this a lot, but... I mean, damn. Well, duh, why would else she be nervous? Because she's the guilty party of what just happened. My aimless walking leads me outside to the principal's office in the gala. There's that one cityscape painting from the start of the school year. The very first painting I ever saw here, and still one of the best. A vibrant cityscape that morphs the rigid structure of urban planning into a soft and inviting utopia as if viewed from the eyes of a child. The sky above the city is a beautiful shade of crimson with radiant clouds clustered along its length. the art contest submission was the best painting I've ever seen, then this one comes close. I can only imagine the accolades she must have gotten for painting this back then. You know, for a while, I got to have that experience. I got to step in the shoes of an artist much better than myself. Maybe that was the intent. All the praise, approval, everything I've been wanting. Just for a while, it was given to me by an anonymous stranger. Or perhaps a gator on a wheelchair who's... You know what? I'll let the story play out. I've been harping on that. I think it's time. Whoever that may be. Actually, this gives me a bit of an idea. If I'm clever and Olivia's up for it, this can be a cool way to get her to show off her painting more. Everyone would like that. Maybe that's what she needs. I could act like a personal publisher for her so she doesn't have to deal with people. Ha! You're... I don't know. I don't want to say you're effectively stealing her idea, because that's... I guess it could be argued that's kind of what's going on, but then again, it's also an art contest and not a magazine. Alright. Anyway. Wait a second. Oh my god, he's gonna finally piece it together. I peeled down the empty hallway. I need to find Olivia. She couldn't possibly... Oh yeah, she did. You're catching on, Incognito. Thank God you're not as dumb as I thought you were. Thank God I'm not a completely dumb character. But why me? Why would she? Because she trusts you. Thinking about it, it only increases my worries and desperation to find who I hope to Raptor Jesus isn't the culprit. I haphazardly check all the places where... Oh my god, what is it with these words and not knowing them? I haphazardly... There we go. Better. God. Check all the places where all... I can't English tonight. I chose a game where I can't even English tonight. I'm starting that over. I haphazardly check all the places where Olivia could be, but can't find her anywhere because, thank God, my English got a bit better for like 2 seconds. My hunt for the Broniacs leads me to the second floor of the auditorium. It feels like there's a lead brick in the pit of my stomach as I internalize my current situation. The soft pattering of rain hitting the window grabs my attention to see a gloom-covered Volcaridaria. Oh my god. Volcaldaria outside. My eyes wander along the school's pathway covered in mud thanks to the earlier rainfall. Wait a minute. Those look like tracks in the mud. I think I found her. I burst through the main entrance doors, and I'm met with the feeling of droplets hitting my head. Outside, a dark overcast has rolled in. The forecast called for an on and off rain during the day, but pretty gnarly clouds. God dang it, why is this happening? This also happened today, to me. Rain on and rain off. God damn it, game, stop mimicking what happened with weather-wise. I almost look dusk around. Crap, what am I wasting time for? I follow the trail with urgency, fearing that the rain will wash it away. Looks like it goes down the whole pathway. I ignore my clothes becoming progressively damp and the water collecting on my shades. Eventually, I round the curve that leads me to the bridge and see a distressing item at its end. Oh my. Hi! This is getting real dark. It's got really dark. Okay. Olivia, are you going to be okay? A wheelchair. Olivia's wheelchair. Empty of the occupant, toppled on the side. Uh-oh, did I get a game over? A new fear grasps at me, born from the mental imagery provided by that sight. Those cruel thoughts push me up to the steps faster than humanly possible, even as my rational mind tries to reassure me. Running across the deck, my breath is caught in my throat when I reach the middle. Oh god, did I just get the bad ending? She's on the ground, head slumped down. Oh god. There's damaged and soaked school supplies scattered all over the walkway. Oh god, is she okay? My foot shifts, trying to force me closer. Slowly, her head lifts up to the sound of my shoes squelching on the floor. Inko? Her tear-stained eyes stare at me with a dead expression and her voice sounds weak. Oh my god, please be okay. Like, I know at the beginning of the game I was kind of mean to you, but come on, you don't have to take it this far. That's just absolutely terrifyingly sad. Like, Jesus Christ. Let's save over here. Olivia? I feel like I can finally breathe again. Slowly, Olivia pushes herself up, and I notice she's lying atop a pile of paper shreddings. The feeling of relief slowly fades away, and I remember just why I was looking for her. We stay silent, only staring at each other as the rain continues to bear down on us. She simply sits there, letting herself grow more and more soaked from the rain. Do you want to talk? No, not out in the open. I grab my compact umbrella from my backpack and unfurl it. It doesn't do much to dry Olivia off, but at least she's not getting any more soaked. The umbrella is placed between us and the elements against the ledge, forming a personal canopy above us. Here. Now we're alone. There's space next to Olivia to take a seat. It's odd. We've sat together before, but sitting on the ground in the rain. And the room is just a little claustrophobic. There's bits of paper melted onto the pavement, soaked by rain. Though the torn apart and waterlogged, I can sort of make it out. A tree. A rough sketch of one anyway. Like the one that stood prominently in my false submission. So you did it. Oh, so did you do it? God, I thought he was about to be accusatory with it, me like, so you did it! Wait, hang on. So you did do it. He was right. God, I shouldn't have done this game tonight. Oh well, it's fine. You know what? I'm committed. I'm about an hour in. We're continuing. Inko, please. I can explain. Well, please do give the life story. I'll save while you're at it. I didn't have a choice. What? I know what I did was wrong, but I didn't have any other way. Okay, well now this definitely sounds like she has a gun to her head. The question is, who's holding the gun to her head? What I did was wrong, but I didn't have any other way. Wasn't a choice to not trick me? She avoids looking at me, focusing on the scraps of paper scattered about the floor like confetti. It wasn't to trick you, I get it. You're mad at me. I'm not mad. Well, if anything, now there's more concern. I'm just confused. I thought we were good friends. I wasn't expecting it. Expecting you. She pauses to give her throat some respite. Her usual water bottle isn't anywhere nearby. A shaky breath escapes her mouth. Excuse me, well, I will now take a drink. Oh, goddamn. When you came around, I thought you were no different than the others. That you were some self-centered, pretentious midwit who only cares about his image. That's when I got the idea of using you to swap out your art with mine. How the hell do you manage that? You didn't seem like the kind of person who cared about how he gets the attention from others. Just that he gets it. I literally stood and defended you from 3 bullies. One of them, which I had to admit, felt kind of cute in their design, but now that I see the personality, it doesn't really matter as much. Her description of my character feels really reductive, but the ache in my chest tells me it hits a little too close to home. But that's not what I think of you now. Hodigan's the one person I can trust. So when he went to bat for you, saying we'd make good friends, I was worried. What's so special about this guy? I honestly got scared he'd be wrong. That you'd just be like everyone else, and I'd be setting myself up for failure. But worse than that, Incognito. I was afraid he'd be right, and I'd have to face what I'd done to myself. So, what I'm getting out, God, is that when she's saying all this, there's an internal conflict within her. Like, it's her versing herself. There's another side of herself that's trying to break free, but the original self is like, no, how dare you? So, it could just be the inner conscience saying, I had no choice. As I don't exactly, at least hear signs of her being threatened, so it's definitely not Mia being like, yo, do this or I'll kick your ass or something. Anyways. And now I've gone and done something like this. Switching my contest entry. She nods, swallowing hard. I wasn't thinking. Suddenly, everything was out of balance. Everything I'd created, all my work, my own little world was suddenly changing, and I had no control of it. So, everything going on was out of fear of change. I just had to do something. I didn't know I was doing that. I'm sorry. She stops to process my words and continues. Oh god, I wonder now that I think about it. Am I gonna have to put that on? I wonder. Because I didn't think about that. I know this game has that kind of stuff. But god dang, I didn't think I'd be needing that. Alright, well, just in case... I will have BRB ready. So, I'm gonna have to put you somewhere nearby. But then again, I don't think none at this point. Because they're just outside. But god, I didn't think about that. She stops to process my words and continues. I knew I'd get caught. It was stupid. I was hoping for it, even. Well, apparently, you kinda did. Someone to figure out that it was swapped, so it could be changed and everyone would be none the wiser. Oh yeah, because they don't care about who submitted it, they only care that the artwork exists. She turns to face me with silver eyes welled with tears. I'm sorry. Please don't hate me. I just don't want to go back to being the person I used to be. I mean, goddamn. Okay, I have to admit, Olivia's grown on me. At first, I didn't like her, but now after seeing this, she is a very likable gal. The person who didn't care about hurting you. Her head tilts downward with a violent hitch of breath. Ivory claws extend and grip at her knees in a painful display, and yet Olivia chokes back any sound she'd make. Her body shudders with every heavy breath from her, and I realize that every last defensive barrier she had was completely gone. Olivia's laid herself bare, leaving only the crying girl desperately trying to silence her pitiful tears. Oh god, decision time! Ha 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 ha. But why do all this? I can't hate you. You know what? I can't bring myself to hate you. Faced with those unbidden words from Olivia, I'd have to be a heartless bastard to do anything but accept her apology. It's clear that the guilt has been rotting in her conscience ever since. What she did was wrong, no doubt about it. But then again, thinking of her circumstance, how can I blame her? How could anyone? I probably would have ended up having to do the same thing in her shoes. What would be your excuse, Incognito? I don't know, maybe the social pressure would be too much and you just couldn't handle it? I mean, that'd be one excuse for switching around a art submission. At this point, Olivia's put herself through enough stress as is. If there's one thing she needs to hear right now, it's that I forgive her. I don't hate you, Olivia. You don't? No, I don't. I won't lie, I'm definitely felt hurt when I first found out. But the fact that you're willing to admit your mistakes shows that you're growing as a person. I'm really glad to hear that we're friends. It's refreshing to hear her say it. I was worried she was only just putting up with me. Olivia seems understandably puzzled over my lack of anger towards her. I figured you'd be more upset. Is this just your pity? If so, I don't want it. It's not pity, Olivia. I'm accepting your apology. I don't want you to feel guilty about it. The sooner we can put all this behind us, the better. But I can tell you're a good person, so don't worry about it, alright? Is this gayness? I mean... female Gator character... Incognito, because that's his name. Oh, God. Usually the anonymous green guy character made to look like Johnny Bravo, just without the hair. Oh well. I can tell you're a good person, so don't worry about it. I offer her my best smile. Meh. Olivia slowly nods. When you put it that way, I guess. But still, truth be told, I deserve to fail. To actually face consequences. I'm such a fucking fraud. First of all, if it was your work, presumably it is, that doesn't make you a fraud. Oh well. Over a damn painting. Olivia did what you thought you had to do, and you're saying sorry for the consequences. That's all that matters. I scooch closer to Olivia. Huh? That was your taking action in a way I never would have guessed. A crime of passion, I think it's called. I'm probably wrong, but she gets the idea. The world runs on those. You don't need to change. I don't think you did anything wrong. She leans her head against the wall of the railing before looking at me with a half smile. Thanks. You're right, I'm just throwing everything away like an idiot. I'm just scared. I'm here with ya. I coax the rest of the tired grin for her, and she looks down at the shredded papers again. After that, everything was said and done, things became quiet. Except the rain got more intensive. Beneath the solace of my umbrella, we relax together. At least until Olivia begins shifting uncomfortably. I sit and watch as she takes her calves and shifts them to her side with one hand. Her tail comes around and presses into the paper-filled floor before her, keeping her upright as she starts to lean forward. Finally, with the strength of her tail in one arm, Olivia lifts her hips from the floor and swings her shins fully beneath her. She smiles as she kneels over me. You just going to sit there? Crap, I guess I was gawking stupidly. That's just so fascinating, seeing the girl maneuver herself in these odd yet well-practiced ways. I'm kind of jealous, actually. I wish I had a tail to do some of the things she could. I press my hands down on the floor and push myself up. I don't know why. I thought I had to stand, but instead I shifted myself to a kneeling position, too. We're face to face now. And for a split second, I feared the worst as Olivia drew me into a hug. Congratulations! We've accomplished the title of the game. We have hugged the gator. This is it, everyone. We're getting the good ending. Cue the victory music as I save over this one. I don't know what she would do, but this. I like this. For how strong her arms are, how they're wrapped around my chest feels exceptionally tender. My own arms have enveloped her, returning the embrace in a similar soft way. And as her arms loosen, I draw back, though I don't want to take my hands off her. That was nice. Don't make it weird. Ahem, sorry about that. The sound of rainfall hitting the umbrella, my ears suddenly pick up the noise of what sounds like squeaking. I look down and see there's some shuffling in Olivia's pocket. Okay, am I gonna have to do what I think I'm gonna have to do? Well, it's the pocket. Alright. A little beast emerges from its hiding spot with a squeaky yawn to which Olivia offers her hand for it to use as a platform. Okay, so it's just a rat. Hey, little guy, nearly forgot about you. Had a nice nap? Okay, so she has a pet rat. Okay, I thought we were gonna have an anime moment here, and I was about to say, oh, well, shit, I better get that ready, just in case. That's a rat. Oh, right, you two haven't met each other. Inko, this is Guts. I like the name. Guts, meet Inko. Oh, hi, Guts. And finally, at this moment, I remember that the usual anonymous-looking character is called Anon. Why did I just suddenly remember that? I awkwardly wave at the apprehensive-looking rodent. Olivia lifts Guts to her shoulder, gracefully like her hand is an elevator for him. You brought him to school? Hell yeah, I just really needed him today since, you know, all that crap that's just happened. I mean, after all, you did just get done submitting your own work under someone else's name. She gives Guts a few scratches under his chin. I bring him sometimes when things get rough. And nobody noticed. You haven't? Touchy. Hodikin did, once. He just told me to not let him run around the school. Otherwise, it would be considered a health hazard or something. As, yes, that would be considered a health hazard. Usually. The tardy bell rings out in the distance. We're late for our next class. You mean to tell me you had all this time to run through the rain to make it to this point? It's storming. And you mean to tell me the bell is that powerful? You can hear it from all the way. God, that has to be one powerful tardy bell. I'm sure Hardigan will understand. Should probably get back to class. Here, hold this. I give Olivia the umbrella so she and the rat can stay dry while I go fetch the wheelchair. You did the thing. Exactly. I did the namesake of the game. I hugged the gator. Mission accomplished. Excuse me, as I will now save at a black screen. By now, it's settled some into the mud. The wheelchair has definitely seen better days. After dusting off the dirt and pooling water the best I can, I make my way back. Thanks. She offers the umbrella back, but I make sure to hold it above her. I keep the wheelchair steady with one hand as Olivia climbs into the seat, using her tail to help herself up. We stand in the rain in silence for a moment, only sharing content glances. So what do we do about the contest now? That's a good question. Ben was there when I saw my name on the painting. He already went to tell someone. So, like you said, no harm, no foul. What about your own submission? I ruined it. I scratch the back of my head and accept the fact that I have been forever kicked out of that. And I bow in defeat. It wouldn't have one anyway. It's just a picture. Oh. Thought it was pretty okay. Yeah, well, it's an art contest, not a photography contest. Maybe they'll have a photography contest. Hearing those words from Olivia sends a strange flash of heat to my face. It's not unpleasant, but again, those honest words from her really do cut through me for some reason. Thanks. A loud squeak draws my eyes to Guts as he stands atop Olivia's shoulder. You too? A weary smile stretches across Olivia's face. I think it means Guts is saying it's actually so-so. Hey! Cut him some slack. Gutsinko didn't have any time to make anything for the contest. He's got some high standards. Yep, it's why I've gotten so good. The sheer absurdity of it. I don't know which of us broke first, but our laughter fills the air, heard only by as the usual rainfall cuts off all other noise. So, now what? I don't know. I don't want to go yet. I guess we're skipping class. That would be the thing to do after that whole situation going down. Still pretty worn out. Worn out. Smile crosses my face as a wicked idea comes to mind. Well, too bad. What? I walk around behind Olivia, grinning like a mad idiot. Inko, what are you doing? Inko? Her head tries to follow me as I stand right behind her chair. I figured that pushing your chair around is really tiring, so how about I help you out? Olivia blushes and looks away. I mean, after all, we did just get done hugging her, so I'm surprised she didn't blush over that. But hey, we did the namesake of the game. We hugged the gator. Our objective is complete. Fine, but just for today. Returning to the campus was certainly awkward. Pass-byers shot us looks. It's not the most common scene to see a girl in a wheelchair just roll on in sopping wet and tracking in mud. More likely, though, it was because said girl had taken to using my umbrella to hide herself from those looks. She was already extremely red in the face. It was a conundrum: drop the umbrella and let people see her, or keep it up and draw more attention. I shall name it the Nito Theorem. She's gonna kill me if I ever attempt to publish it. But making our way back to Olivia's current class, she simply shook her still concealed head. I didn't really have much of a choice from all that. I knew of the girl. Her last classes were all on the upper levels. And she was in possession of the elevator key. And I was in possession of the weakest knees here in St. Hammond, at least, according to Coach Solly. So I wheeled her to my current photography class. On the way over, she keeps bending her head back to peek at me. Like she's making sure I'm still there. Knocking on his closed door, the Petrosaur professor didn't even bat an eye at the poorly hidden girl. He simply stepped aside and let us through. Okay, well then, I can tell Mr. Dead Poet Man, art teacher, photography teacher, is just being really understanding. Why, thank you, Captain Captain. Ben was looking our way, but I choose to pay him no mind. After everything I heard, Olivia didn't even register he was here. She simply rolled herself to the back of the classroom and through a door into what I'd always guessed was Hodigan's supply closet. You know what? I'm an idiot. It's a dark room, isn't it? The stares of my other classmates adapted thankfully as our teacher continued his lecture. Taking my own seat, I focused on Hodigan while being drenched. But that's fine. You know, doing class drenched. That happens. As much as I could, at least my muddled thoughts kept me distracted my muddled thoughts kept me distracted the whole period. Just before the bell rings, Hodigan stares at me dead in the eye. He points a stern finger directly at me, then to the floor to signal, "You stay. Go absolutely nowhere." Oh boy, I'm in trouble. Once everyone else has left, he closes the class door and locks it. So care to explain everything that just happened in great detail where I must now save the game? Explain, sir? He opens the door in the back and signals Olivia to come on out. The mud, the drenched clothes, the declaration of sanctuary. I was having a bad day. I'll say, a bad day. You know, drenched, the wheelchair's all out of shape. I mean... God, they probably couldn't fit all that, could they? I'm just imagining it now. Like, yeah, everything looks clean, but if I were to really go off of everything that just happened, she'd have more of a drenched appearance. I'd definitely say her hoodie would probably be a lot more sobby looking. And that wheelchair would probably be... I don't know. Would it be shinier or darker? Considering the maybe metal materials would be brighter, but everything else would be more darker complexion. And Inko here would definitely look more drenched. But hey, I guess there's very, very, very quick drawing in this world. Or rather, this story. She's looking a bit better, still drained, but she's not shivering. Her rat sits on her lap, and Hodigan extends a finger down to scratch under its chin. Did it really say its chin? I can see that. He takes a seat against a nearby desk and waves a hand for Olivia to go on. When she doesn't, he shifts his hand to me. I look between the two of them. Mr. Hodigan expectantly and Olivia's pleading eyes. Ultimately, I shake my head in the negative. I just helped Olivia get out of the rain. Of course. He slouches further atop the desk. I can tell you some other time. Sure. Whatever it was, it looks like you've recovered pretty well. Olivia doesn't answer verbally, instead giving him a bashful smile and nod. Okay, no explanation, no nothing. I am a little annoyed. That is something Olivia could have just done and been like, I screwed up. But I guess happening to explain that twice was just a bit of a no-no there. Is it about your work again? Oh, he's gonna second guess it, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, this girl. He turns to me and points a thumb at her. You know the work she's so concerned about absolutely wrecks the grading curve in my class. For the sake of the other students, I had to put a limit on extra credit assignments. Really? Yeah. Never before would I ever even consider such a restraint. Why punish someone for working too hard? I would think to myself. Then 4 years ago, this little green goblin comes rolling into my class. Half a semester and more than a few angry calls from parents later, my hands were tied. Young lady simply does too dang much. Olivia smiles, but doesn't look up from her pet. It was that much better than all the other students. Well, no, I don't grade by technique. If I did, you'd be in big trouble, Inko. Why do I suddenly feel like I'm recalling something? Oh well, anyway. Olivia's works was very good, even then. But the main thing I admire is how motivated she can be. I haven't seen someone so enthused to just paint in years. Certainly haven't seen anyone so enthused I had to change the rules like that. You were worried it stopped me. Was I? That definitely sounds like me, but it didn't stop you, not even a little. Heck, that year you even got me to see some things differently. I don't think I ever did anything like that. You did when you came in after class the last Friday before Mother's Day. Take a look at this. I'm handed the quill pen, and the first thing I note about it is how soft the feather portion is. It's the special pen you always use. It's actually from my wife. Oh my. Whoa. Inspecting it closer, I can see more of the inconsiderate detail. Fuck it, just the details. From the faded engravings on the shank to the maintained but worn point. It's well made and kept, and yet the feather and brass showed its age. She came in that afternoon with a whole stack of crumpled painting drafts, so frustrated she couldn't get it right, and so determined to make it perfect. I say in any of these would be great. Your aunt would love any of these, and she fires back. If it's not good enough for me, why would it be good enough for someone I love? I did not have an answer. So I tell her to take a step back. We take a few hours to go over fundamentals once more. I send her home trying to get it right over the weekend, and come Monday, she returns and hugs me first thing. That Friday night, though, what she said was on my mind. I talked about it all night with my wife, and then that morning I decided to make a change for myself. My wife was molting me at the time, so there was always a new feather or 3 in our blankets each morning. Okay, well then. I took the biggest one, preserved it right, got a bit of help to make it into a real pen. I've used it ever since. It helps me remember to do my job right for the people I care about, and for the people my students care about. I think it's that childlike reasoning that comes so naturally for the youth. That reasoning, it makes a type of innocent, earnest dedication, something I think I'd lost track for a while. Oh, something I had lost for a while. Don't give me so much credit. You haven't lost it, have you? Good. Don't lose it for me, okay? Okay. Hannigan yawns and stretches. You feeling alright to go to your next class? Yes, I'm ready. Great. He claps a hand over my back. We should do this again sometime. Oh god. Mr. Hardigan ushers us out of the classroom as the late bell trills, handing us a note he rapidly scrawled on. Miss Prockling didn't seem enthused to see us come in late, but sighed as she read the late note from Hardigan. As I took my usual spot, I felt something odd in the corner of my eye. I'm gonna have to say... How many black screens have I saved on? I swear, this is like the 5th time. And I just noticed that, too. Looking up, it was to see Olivia my way. That smile on her face. Well, that spoke so many words, yet I couldn't figure out what. All I could do in turn was try to match it before focusing on Miss Prockling's latest lecture. As more time passes, the art contest fades into the background. Last week, I had a scare when Principal Scalar called me to her office. I feared that they figured out what Olivia did and assumed I was part of it, just as she predicted. Luckily, that wasn't the case. Instead, she wanted to inform me that they had no leads as to who could have done the swap, and since it was tampered, it be removed from the contest. No skin off my back, honestly. As compensation, she gave me one of the runner-up prizes, a coupon for some pizza from some Italian restaurant called Dynamo's. Nice! I'd love to take on Dynamo's. I love it. Not the biggest pizza fan, but not a bad prize to get after all this. Saving it for a rainy day. However, I found myself in a conundrum of my own doing. My peers' concerns about my entry were resolved, but I hadn't accounted for the new questions about my portfolio. My paint portfolio. The few times I showed off my photography work, they'd be mildly impressed at best. They were never upfront about it either. No, instead, I got the runaround. Oh, yeah, these are nice, Inko. Not bad, but, what about what you did for the contest? I can't even be mad about it since it's just another misunderstanding, unintended lie from my side of things. But then I had a thought. What if it wasn't a lie? What if I was actually good at painting? Oh god, Incognito's gonna start doing painting. 6th time. And I feel like I've managed to keep track with that. And after working at it for the past month... Yeah, no, I can't unscrew this. For the past 3 weeks, I've been staying after school, making use of one of the club rooms to practice. Shinko, did you listen to any of the tips I gave you? Using everything I had at my disposal, namely the textbooks from Mr. Hodgkin and how-to tutorials online, I'd stay as late as possible trying to get the same skill level as Olivia. Except you couldn't really do that because she has like 4 years of practice under her belt. I don't know, it would be like trying to figure out Blender in less than 6 months. Let alone maybe trying to get a hang of... Alright, anyway. And as I stare at the horrid archaic monstrosity before me, I can do nothing but weep at my own inadequacies. Not actually weep, but squint at the Lovecraftian horror before me, and I can maybe see a little progress drowning in the madness of the excess paint. Olivia had made good on her promise to teach me around the time I'd asked Mr. Hodgkin to borrow the keys to the spare room. And while I memorized all of her teachings down to the letter... What am I even looking at? Are you trying an abstract sort of thing here? It was an attempt at a self-portrait, actually. You'd probably post it online, and some rich asshole would buy it. A portrait of yourself to some rich asshole that wants a... God, well... Make that make sense somehow! I don't think some rich guy would want a portrait of some student here. Is that good? No. Never trust the opinions of people on the internet. I learned that the hard way. I mean... I dare say kind of based? I mean, there are some opinions that could be very, very well easily ignored, unless it's, like, very, 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 very critical. That's kind of deep. I'm not going to get into that. After a brief period of awkward silence, I let myself collapse on the stool behind me and toss off the oily apron in frustration. At this rate, I'm going to be a double fraud or something. And splat. I don't even have the energy to get angry. Probably looks better now, at least. How did Olivia get so good at this? She practiced. She had practice. You're desperately trying to do something in desperation in less than 6 months. She had whole 4 years. You're not gonna pull a Rey from Star Wars where you learn lightsaber combat training in 1 day and then manage to outperform someone who had effectively a lifetime to do it. Olivia, please, you gotta have some actual advice for me. She quietly hums to herself, slipping away a notebook she'd had splayed across her lap into her nearby bag. Well, when I want to draw, it's usually because I've got something on my mind. What, like inspiration? Kinda more so that I just envisioned something I want to put that on canvas. Amuse the... Oh. Jesus, okay, that was a bit of a jump scare. I think he was meant to kind of, like, come in through the door, but then the game, like, glitched, and then he just magically appeared. Okay, yeah, I don't know why. Why has that been a thing? Not that I was 100% jump scared, but, like, god dang, he just... Anyways, the door of the studio flies open, and Damien quickly storms inside. Inko, Olivia, are you guys here? Standing right in front of the two. Are you blind? Damien, are you okay? Damien, are you... what's up? He takes heavy breaths as his vision darts around the room. After a moment of surprise, I raise my arm to catch his attention. You okay? Damien, what's wrong? The hyperactive Dialosaurus spots me taking a final breath before jogging over. Guys, I need to ask you something. What, is everything alright? Is something happening? I can't help but panic. I've never seen Damien this flustered. Do you want to come to the arcade with me and Liz? Okay, well, false alarm. Is that it? Yeah, that's what I said. Wait, when was this decided? I thought something bad had happened, and the way he made it seem... Nope, just asking. This already has the car prepped and everything. Oh. Probably should have expected that, but still. How'd you know we were... I didn't. I just kept opening doors until I found you two. Great! So he did this trick in every single room. You know, that's someone who's a bit of an airhead. I almost repeated my mistake and called him an airbag. God dang. That's another game I need to return to. I've been at it for a while, actually. Damien's eyes dart to the canvas that lies on the floor next to me. You working on your next masterpiece? Oh, painting sideways is probably one of your trade secrets, huh? Olivia hides her snicker with her hand. Don't worry, I won't tell a soul. Yeah, that's right. Now, excuse me, I'm going to somehow paint the Thing from the movie The Thing. And totally not gonna have that horror, actually some of the horror scenes. You know, I guess a quick thought. I kinda do miss the older horror movies. Not that I've ever actually fully watched The Thing, but I did watch bits and pieces of it recently, and I was just like thinking, compared to a lot of modern horror movies, The Thing is actually way scarier. The 1982 version. I'm aware that there's another version, but it was the 1982 version that I found myself watching. Alright, anyway. Don't tell anybody. I leaned down to pick up the canvas and place it upright, deciding to remove the ugly painting and place it in the corner of the room to dry. Anyway, how about it, Damien? To the arcade? The olive Bronnox fidgets, her brow lowered in contemplation as how she considers the question. The arcade, it's not like I had any other plans today. Sure, why not? Alright, let's go. Wait, don't just... Jeezums! Okay, just grab the chair, Hot Wheels it, and knock over the, canvas stand again. Inko, Olivia, there you are. Damien was taking so long to get you, so I was about to come and find you myself. This time, both Damien and I are wheezing for air. Despite Olivia's protest and hesitation, Damien had wasted no time in grabbing her by the handlebars and sprinting for the exit. I had chased after them. All the while, Olivia screamed like a banshee as she was pushed through the hallway at a breakneck pace. Yeah, and take a deep breath and stand upright. Olivia's claws have dug into her armrest, and she's definitely trying to kill Damien with her glare, which he happily ignores. God, why didn't you just message me or something? I wanted to, but didn't want to ruin your concentration, man. So instead, you kicked the art room door open. Yup! Liz had the good grace to look embarrassed on Damien's behalf. But yeah, gave you a little bit of extra time, right? You've been staying late for forever now. I can't hide the wince. It hadn't occurred to me that more people would notice, but eventually they would, because otherwise, wouldn't it be just plain old weird to be in the art room more often? Ah, relax, not like you're the only one. Yeah, sometimes I need to stay behind for student council and club meetings. Right, sure, so, come on, the car's in the student section. The Dino Duo start toward the student parking lot, heading towards a rather old but well-kept sedan. Olivia grumbles silently to herself, but follows after nonetheless. Come on, dude. It'll take a few minutes to get Olivia in, and then 30 to get to the arcade. It won't take that long, damn it. Olivia huffs in her wheelchair self to the passenger side, opening the door for herself. Do you need any... Oh, God. Well, I know what's about to happen. It's fine. To punctuate her statement, Olivia uses her strong arms to lift herself on the armrests. And then, with more grace than I thought possible from the olive-scaled girl, she manages to flop down into the passenger seat. I stare at the abandoned wheelchair while wondering where to put it. I've got room in the trunk, Inko. Clunk. The trunk lid pops open with a heavy thunk to punctuate that. It takes me more the time than I'd like to admit to figure out how to undo the locks to the actual collapse the chair, but once it's done, I'm able to slide it into the spacious storage easily. Damien had already hopped through the window of the front passenger seat, but he hopped in through the front window? What is this, Dukes of Hazzard? He just slides right in through the window? That's some Dukes of Hazzard stuff there. Well, this is Damien. I'd be surprised if he didn't do that and open the door like a normal person. The time I'm done as if he practiced the maneuver. Clack, clack, clack. I simply open the door behind Liz's seat and watch as a pile of soda cans empty onto the pavement below. Wow, alright. Sorry, those are from this morning. I just toss them into the back seat when I'm done. Surprise, Liz doesn't make you use a bag. I do. Damien pulls up an overflowing plastic bag as if it were a trophy. Okay, well, certainly Damien can use some discipline in car cleaning. Why haven't you tossed all those bottles out already? I'm saving them for a project about recycling. Alright, well, at least he has a purpose with them. Plus, I'm also going to use a couple of them for a sculpture. Saves me the trouble of going out and finding aluminum. Okay. That's fascinating. And I get to drink as much soda as I want. You already drank them! They're empty cans! I don't really say anything as Damien scoops out the rest of the cans from the floor of the car and puts them in a new bag, which he then stuffs in the car's trunk before giving me and Olivia the thumbs up. Why does, like, the massively overflown canned house of Tourette's guy come to mind when I just envision that? It's not to that scale, but it's like that idea in the car where the cans are overflowing in, like, the back seat. Alright, dudes, we good to go? I nod and slink into the semi-clean seat. My hand searches for the buckle of the seatbelt and brushes against something else, warm and... Uh-oh. Warm and soft. That's not a good sign. There's a tiny gasp next to me, and the comfortably mystery in my hand is yanked away. Oh, hi. I had a feeling. Upon reading that, I'm just like, uh-oh. Huh. I look to Olivia, her hand held to her chest, her green face has a scarlet tinge, and a mirror-shade eyes glare holes through my head. You okay? The emerald-scaled girl turns her maw from me. I stifle a mystery chuckle at that. The warmth on my palm fades, however, and leaves my hand feeling lost. Okay, all the safety checks are done. Liz is driving? I'm surprised Damien wasn't the one driving. Okay, Liz gets in the driver's seat and grips the steering wheel. That has to be godly uncomfortable. Like, I expected Damien to do the driving and Liz to, like, pop her head out from this. I guess not. Wait, Liz drives with her head sticking out of the window? Liz pokes her head in. What's that? Her neck snakes inside and coils around the hook in the middle of the car. Then, with practiced motion, her neck continually coils till her head sits atop the neck and rolls as if no different from someone putting on shoes. It kinda looks like a giant scale-covered scarf. There's even still enough space for her to see the windows and check behind her. Inko? It wasn't anything important. Alright. But, the city, right? I'd actually been wanting to see it a bit more up close for Hodigan's class. Do you know how much gas money it'd burn through to take a detour around here? Good, cause neither do I. Let's do it. Hey, wait, no. I barely have enough... Wow, I think she meant to say gas, but said as... I think she wanted to say asses. That's what I get the feeling from this. From this mysteriously placed little... We're moving forward. View on the way is fine. I'm looking forward to it as well. You sure? Yeah, I'll point out some stuff I remember along the way. You're my tour guide now. Don't make me change my mind. Glad that's settled. Everyone buckled in, right? Liz pulls away from the school parking lot, starting down the opposite direction. I've always entered and exited. Weird to think, but the edge of my world was as close as right turn out of my own school. And again, I still haven't been living here long. Anybody want a station? I don't think I've ever listened to the radio here either. Liz and Olive have hardly ever seemed to glance in Damien's direction as well. You know, are they going to make an interesting tie-in with Snoot Game? I feel this would probably be one of those little Easter eggs they could probably do. Maybe in correlation with that game. It would be an interesting thing. Maybe. Suit yourselves. Within the span of a few seconds, the natural ambience of the road is replaced with the loud sound of decades-old rock music, sending vibrations throughout the car and everybody in it. Just as fast as it comes, however, it stops as Liz haphazardly yanks the volume knob counterclockwise, toning the music down to a bearable level. Damien frowns for a moment, but he doesn't seem to contest her decision. Bzzzt. What the... I turned off all the notification stuff except for messages and calls, and between all the people I messaged, there's only one who isn't inside the car. Checking the screen, I see... D-Man. Any song requests? Can I type a message? Seriously? I don't know, Damien So Long isn't twangy country music. Sure. Wait, you've been texting? How long? Yeah, since like the first week of school. The heck, dude? Let me see your phone. I hand it over to open the contact creation page. She taps the first few numbers and pauses. And then she sheepishly yanks her phone from her coat pocket. She doesn't know her own phone number. I mean, how often does she text? I mean... Oh, I can't say I remember mine. And then again, I rarely use mine, so there you go. Olivia finishes tapping her number in and hands it back. She's entered herself as Live Long. Huh, sounds vaguely oriental. Just... Test. Yup, got it. Bzzzt. A rat with a middle finger. You know, perfect for the rat shaker. I almost called it rat game. Wait, hang on. I just realized where the rat is grabbing to. Oh my. That was uncalled for. That's why I sent it. She giggles at her own joke, despite being the butt of it in the mood in the car. Is too high to hold it against her. Before long, the dense forestry starts giving way to more urban developments. More and more decorative palm trees start dotting the paths as well. The silhouette of the city gets closer, and we approach one of those spaghetti junctions leading up to it. Result of decades' poor infrastructure decisions, multi-million-dollar projects promising to fix all the traffic if they just built one more overpass. Ah, yes, I know what they're talking about. Olivia is paying close attention to her phone. She scrolls lazily through some forum. So funny. Oh, nothing. How dare you? I feel insulted.
Now I feel the need to post about it on X. I'm gonna go on X and I'm gonna complain that this girl was making fun of me.
Not really. Anyway, that kind of hurt my voice. Lizard Lounge? Oh boy, you're still browsing that, Olivia? Yeah, Lizard Lounge. What, is this like this world's Reddit? What is it? Don't tell them. It's this weird, exclusionary chat room. They only allow dinosaur women. Men and, rather specifically, human men are banned? Oh my god. Wow, that's... We're moving on. Racial segregation. Oh my god, wow. They're not holding back. I'll at least give to the game that they're not holding back. Olivia showed me once. The people on it are really weird. Humans are bad. You weren't supposed to tell them. It's the last safe house for us on the internet. I think there's probably better places for that online for you to associate with. Oh my god, tell me about the racial segregation! It's not that. It's just how it has to be for our safety. Some dino girl could be doing anything at all, and there's always at least 3 guys in the comments saying she looks like... Don't say it. They also really bring down the quality of the site. Look, it's explained in the rules that humans have 1/5 the attention span of dinos. Okay, well then. Liz groans while Olivia shows me her phone. The graph is blurred to hell, and I can't make out most of the text. I don't know how I feel about all this. What's not to get, Inko? Think about it. You're in a history class. It sucks, so you just remember, wait a second, I'm human, and stop listening. I wish I could do that. According to Lady Hitler, here you can. Wow, okay. They're not holding back on the offensive humor. I at least gotta give it to the game. It does have a bit of edgy humor. At least from what I'm seeing here. It's just a funny group of women like me. Lay off, let me have it. Don't really believe that stuff, do you? Oh my. Not really, it's just the rules of the place, alright? Okay. Olivia sticks the phone back in her pocket with a huff. Alrighty, so with that modern take on social media, that's what I'm gonna presume. They're going on about places like Reddit and X. Really? It's not even... You know what? It's just about shy of it, so... I think I'm going to wrap this up here, as I have to say the ending here got very, very spicy. I can appreciate the spice. I love the, I don't know if it's necessarily references to Reddit and X, but I do feel for some weird reason that it's one of those, unless it's like even more obscured. Like there is a place that I know of that's way more obscured, but I will not be naming that. Otherwise, we at least achieved the objective of hugging the Gator. That was the most important thing. We did the title's namesake. I don't know if that will actually lead us to a good ending, or if it's just for the sake of the title, and then for the rest of it, it's how we interact from here on out. I can at least say Olivia definitely has become more likable. She's definitely toned down on the whole, I just want to be left alone. And I don't think there's any other notations I can give, other than this game has taken some interesting paths, shall we say. Then again, it does feel pretty darn linear, though, so it's not like there's really any branching paths here, other than maybe a bit of different dialogue. But other than that, I mean, I'm finding myself enjoying this game, despite the rather edgy humor, shall we call it. I kind of find it funny. Maybe that's a little terrible, but I guess I have a bit of a terrible sense of humor sometimes. Otherwise, with that, I think I'm going to pretty much just wrap this stream. Otherwise, stay tuned, like and subscribe, join the Discord. To remind everyone, I know I don't usually do this at the end, but I am going to remind everyone come the 12th. Yeah, anyway, with that, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I think I'm really now starting to get out of it, where I don't feel like I can do English properly, and I'm just looking at words and I'm thinking, wait, are these actual words in the game, or am I just now beginning to see things? But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, hang on. Alright, now. Bye-bye.